with you. Yes, another day in paradise. uh, I got up early today and had to go work at my the supermarket I work for, and actually I rather enjoy it. I got no real gripe, and among other things today, actually they asked if I could stay just a half hour later today, which of course, gosh, I'm with Sunday pay. I'm always happy to stay a half hour later. Be a fool not to. Get that Sunday pay, you're a regular daddy warbucks, you know. And the reason I had to stay was a shelf evidently somehow fell apart. Heaven knows how or why, but they do sometimes. And the unfortunate thing was, on that shelf was something like, let me think, six times, say 20. Six times, no, let's say six times 15. That would be, something like 90 bottles of apple cider based champagne. Yeah, and they all broke. It was a real disaster scene. We got it cleaned up. It didn't take that long. And well, these things happen. What are you going to do? You know. And on the way home, I was thinking, boy, that was a pretty big spill. But I'm trying, and then for the last hour, 2 hours, I've been thinking, what was the worst spill I've ever seen, or been part of, or the cause of? By the way, no one really was to fault for this apple cider thing. These things, like I said, just happen. But this this one that I'm going to definitely my fault. And I still, some days I've got to look over my shoulder to make certain a certain chef isn't coming after me with with a meat cleaver for this one. It was I worked at a fancy restaurant at one time in the kitchen. Yeah, bad idea. Put me in the kitchen. Yeah, be even worse. Make me a waiter. But they hired me to work in the kitchen. I did the dishes. I helped work the pantry, and a little chore here, a little chore there. Well, one day they said, "Hey, look, we're awful busy. We need Roquefort dressing. Could you make some Roquefort dressing? Here's the ingredients. There's the mixer, big bowl. Make us up." I said, "Well, how much do you want? A quarter too?" "No, we want about 5 gallons of it. In fact, no, make that 8 gallons. 8 gallons of Roquefort. You'll see the ingredients. Stick it in the drum. This big drum. Attach it to the mixer. Put in the mixing beater and hit the button. Turn it on and let's go. Come on." Should have been done already. Geez, okay. Let me look, and they're screaming, "Hurry up!" And I'm throwing a big thing of Roquefort cheese. It's like that, and about that thick. Oh my God, it smelled so pungent and good. Well, I had to break it up as best I could. I threw it in there. What else went in there? I think sour cream. Sour cream. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. Sour cream. Let's see. I think. Oh, the sour cream, I think, was probably something like 4 gallons, 5 gallons maybe. There was various spices, all sorts of stuff went in. Okay, and I might be wrong on the sour cream. If a chef's handy, you could correct me in the liner notes. But it was basically Roquefort cheese. I think it was either buttermilk or sour cream, or maybe both. And then again, spices. And when it's all said and done, it's rather delicious on your salad. Well, here's where things went horribly wrong. Have you ever seen one of those big mixers in a kitchen? Yeah? Yeah. They're about the size of maybe 3 guys tied together. Right. It's big. It stands, I'd say probably high, about 6-7 feet high. I know this one's arm, the mixing arm, came out of out of a beam that was well over my head. And then you lower it down, you crank it down into the bowl. Okay, into this big mixing bowl that would probably hold 15 gallons easily. Okay. And then there's all these darn buttons. Right. And you drop the beater in. It's like a fancy egg beater. You put that in. It's all mechanized. Big, just a big, well, how would I put it? It's, well, like a big beater, like a big egg beater, only it's thicker. Right. If you got caught in this, it'd kill you. Okay. If somehow you got pulled into that beater assembly, there just wouldn't be anything left. You'd be in the bowl, so they could just pour you into into your coffin, I suppose. But yeah. Well, so I lowered the thing down, lowered the beater down into the bowl. I look and I said, so what do I do now? They said, just hit the start button and let it stir for about 2 minutes. Okay. They said, I said, so what's I see there's speed numbers. Oh, just pick one. I said, well, okay, I'll pick the slow one, number 5. And I figured maybe it was the fast speed was number 1, the one you probably use the most. I go up to number 5. Turns out number 5 was the wrong button. That was the high speed button. The beater's already down in there. I hit number 5, and that beater starts, which normally should go like this to make Roquefort, was going so fast you couldn't see it. Yeah. And I can still hear the screams of the grill master and the chef. What happened? I'm standing there. The beater's going just as fast, almost like a propeller, and the Roquefort dressing, as it forms, is coming up the edge of the bowl. Okay, up the edge of the bowl. It's coming out the edge of the bowl, straight up. There's this column of Roquefort dressing appearing right before my eyes, almost as if by magic. And it's just going up and up and up. And then, about 8 feet above my head, it starts to spread out in all directions. Well, long story short, the dishwasher, the guy in the pantry, the cooks, the guy making a wedding cake, the baker, the chef, the maitre d', and a few waitresses. Well, we all got drenched in Roquefort dressing. Yeah. In fact, I can still see once all the Roquefort left the bowl. Eventually what I saw was there was this column in front of me, like I said, like a tree trunk of Roquefort. And it went up, and then there's no more Roquefort in the bowl. The rest of it just goes sailing across the kitchen and lands everywhere on a Saturday night. Man, it was hard to explain that one. Long story short, yeah, sponge, about 85 towels. Later, I finally had everything cleaned up. And the chef thought fast and offered people Roquefort chicken, Roquefort steak, Roquefort beef stew, pepper steak. Pepper steak's very good with Roquefort in it. Yeah. Yeah, I got in trouble. I didn't get fired. They knew better than to fire me. Yeah, because where would they get such a good pantry man as me? No, they were hurting for help. They could yell, but they didn't fire. Okay. And eventually I learned that what you do is you start with the slow button, and slow is number 1. I was very young then. Number 1, you want to go a little faster, number 2. Whatever you do, don't start at 5. Lesson learned. Anyway, I just thought I'd say. Even to this day, frankly, if I ask, if Sandy and I fortunately are at a restaurant, I very seldom order the Roquefort. Something about it just kind of gets stuck. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. If you're going to start working in a kitchen, yeah, pay attention. Listen to what the chef says. The best I can tell you. And good luck. Bye now.